Hey, Big Brother fans, thanks for tuning in. I'm Brian Parika at The Hollywood Reporter with special guest, Season 19's Jessica Graff.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
It's going.
It's a roller coaster ride, but it's going.
So how has it been since you've been out of the house and evicted?
I
How is the real world?
am not in the real world yet. I'm
Okay.
still very much in Big Brother mode. I am on live feeds 24/7. I'm chatting with everybody on live feeds. I'm still very involved. And I think I will be until Cody is out of the house. Hopefully it's not till the end of the season, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Speaking of that, Thursday is the double eviction. Do you think Cody's going? Or
I wish that there was some miracle that could save him, but Cody thinks for himself,
Yeah.
and this season is very much against people who think for themselves. So it looks like Cody's time is up in the house.
It's sad.
It is really sad. A part of me is relieved because, like I said, left my best friend in the house, and I hate seeing him go through all of this alone. I really wish I was by his side. So I'm happy that he's kind of getting out of that situation, but at the same time, I won't be able to stalk him on live feed, so that sucks.
Now, if he does get evicted Thursday, he's going to end up in the jury house.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's going to love that, being away from everybody, or?
Actually, the other day he was talking on live feeds about how he's happy he's going out first because then he gets first pick of the master bedroom
He said
and
that.
bathroom.
That's good. He deserves it.
He does it. He does deserve it. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that I think he'll have some fun. I think a lot of the relationships might repair themselves in jury. I hope so, because he needs a break.
Now, you said that you set a time for when you guys would talk on the live feeds. Have you guys
Yes.
been doing that? Well, obviously you don't know, but have you
he's-
been watching while he talks to you? Or?
He's been talking to the camera, and lucky for me, I have a lot of great fans out there that save the timestamps and tweet them to
Oh, that's
me.
good.
So I can kind of look at all of the flashbacks and see every time that Cody talks to the camera. And whenever Elena picks her nose, it's her way of telling me that she misses me. It's something that we had
Wait,
an
really?
inside joke. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So if you see Elena picking her
it's gross,
nose,
but it's funny.
girls can be gross sometimes
Yeah.
in a fun way.
Yeah, you're allowed to pick your nose once in a
I'll
while.
pick your nose.
Okay. Now, going off your fans, were you surprised by the reaction you've received since you've been out of the house? I mean, Cody and you have a ton of support. Is that something you were surprised by? Or?
Considering we were the most hated duo in the entire house,
By
yes.
the house.
By the
Yeah.
house. We didn't know what the outside world was going to think of us. So coming out of the house and seeing the support was jaw-dropping. I love seeing all of the Jody fans out there, and it really makes the whole situation feel worth it, because if America hated me on top of all of the Houseguests, it would have really ruined the experience for me. So thanks for not hating me.
So when you first walked out and you got that loud cheers, were you like, okay, America likes me? Or were you like,
Well,
or were you just pissed that you got evicted? What was going through your head?
a lot.
Yeah.
I was actually crying in between them setting up the cameras. I was pulled a tissue out of my bra. I was wiping tears away. And then when you open the door to leave, Cody said it happened to him too. There's always a pause in the reaction from the crowd, because you come out and then there's not applause right away. And my first instinct was, yep, everybody hates me. And the last thing you want to do after leaving is get booed, so.
Now, right before you left, you had an epic speech. It was pretty epic. Fans say it, I'll say it. It's pretty epic. Is there anything you didn't get to say, though, in that speech that you, looking back, you wish you threw in there? Or you pretty much covered it?
I covered as much as I could. And the reason I wanted to say that before I left the house was because if I'm going to go out, I need people to realize that the way that they're playing this game isn't for themselves. I think everyone in the house except for Cody and I have been quoted saying that they wouldn't mind losing to Paul, or they want to get Paul to Final 2, or they want Paul to win the game. I don't see the point of playing Big Brother if you're just going to, assist someone all the way to the end. Let's just write Paul a check at this point.
Do you think the season's heading towards writing Paul a check?
Of course it is. I don't see anybody. Alex has said
I mean, you do have
so
to give
many
him
times.
credit, though, for he's playing a good game.
I said the same thing when I was in the house. I was like, if I made it to jury, Paul would get my vote 100%. But now that I'm outside of the house and I see the things that he's saying, if you're not watching live feeds, you're missing 60% of everything.
Tune into live feeds. They're 24/7.
Live feeds, yes. Until Cody gets evicted, and then
you can shut down.
See, West hates me. No, but if you're not watching live feeds, you're missing 60% of the action. And the things that Paul is saying is absolutely bullying. It's disgusting. They're degrading to vets. They're degrading to people in general. He finds everyone's weak spots in their personal lives, and he just trashes them 24/7. So I thought I liked Paul being in the house, but now that I'm out of the house and I see the way that he's behaving behind closed doors and talking about everybody in the house, I just think it's disgusting.
Now, if Paul doesn't win, do you see who would be next in line to win? Do you think?
Maybe Alex.
Okay.
She's really great at winning competitions, you know? I think that's awesome. I love a strong female. My biggest dispute with Alex is that she always makes comments about how she hates girls, and as a female, I just don't, and she's a female, I don't understand that logic. And she says she always hates girls and she wants nothing to do with females, and I think that's gross. But she's great at competition, so I'll give her that.
Now, one thing I have to ask you about Alex. One point earlier in the season, I don't know how much, have you watched the earlier episodes?
I've watched like the first 5.
Okay. Cody, you guys were laying in the HOH room and Cody called you Alex. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw it.
Okay.
And it's so funny because Cody, when he got evicted, he was asked these questions during interviews. So he told me about it, and that didn't even register in my head when it happened. Because it was the very first week, and the very first week you're expected to learn 16 new names, and people get confused with different people. I was calling people by the wrong, I called Christmas Summer for the longest time. I kept calling Cody Paul.
Well, I was going to say, if you called Cody Paul,
I did call. I've called Cody Paul so many times.
Oh, no.
There were, it's the first week. It's 16 new names. It's a lot to handle. So I didn't react when he said it to me in bed, and you saw no reaction because it didn't faze me. Like, it was just a
But you heard it.
time.
You heard it at that moment.
I heard it in that moment, but I wasn't offended by it.
Now, back to Alex's goodbye message. What did you think about that?
I was trying to calculate in my head if I had enough time to kick off my heels, run through the door, grab her by her hair, and beat the crap out of her before security got her hands on me.
See, Paul's was like funny.
Yeah.
But hers was like... Yeah.
I don't understand how anyone could look at that goodbye message and be like, oh yeah, you go girl. Like, no, you're a homewrecker. Cool.
I don't think anyone did.
No.
Now, going back to the first week, you obviously had like the big group alliance, and then Cody made the move to try to put up Paul, and then he put up Christmas. That first week, is there anyone that you wish you would have aligned with that you didn't get to, or did you wish you like started the game differently? Or
I wanted to see a Marlena and Jody alliance so bad, but the problem with that was Mark and Elena both wanted to play a safe game, and it wasn't getting them anywhere. Like, they're still at the very bottom of the totem pole to everybody else in the house. So they're still trying to play this safe game, and they're not really making any big moves, so they were very hesitant to align themselves with Cody and I. But I think if the 4 of us had teamed up from the beginning, we would have been a hell of a force to be reckoned with.
Hey, definitely. I mean, why do you think it didn't work out? Just because they were too afraid? Or
Yeah. I think they just were concerned about making it to jury and not ruffling too many feathers, and that was obviously not Cody and I's MO.
Now, one thing you tweeted yesterday, speaking of Elena, you said, like, did I just possess Elena's body or something?
Yes.
Because she did stand up for herself.
Finally!
Yeah. What do you think about what went down with that?
She started defending herself really well to Josh, but then when Alex started barking at her, she kind of brought herself back in, and I just want to see Elena explode, because the amount of things that have been said about her behind her back, these people are not her friends. I wish she would stop playing nice with them, and she's going to be evicted possibly during this double eviction, so
Hopefully
why not go big or go home?
Yeah. Do you think if her or Mark, I mean, hopefully Cody's still in the house, but it doesn't look like that. If her or Mark win HOH, do you think they'll make a move in the double eviction? Or
Yes.
What do you think's the best move to do?
What I should have done during my HOH, my only regret in the game is I wish that I had put up Alex and Paul. I really did, but the whole Josh thing was so personal that it clouded my view. And I hope that if Mark wins HOH during the double eviction, he puts up Alex and Paul, lets them battle it out for veto, and let the best man or woman win.
Going off that, we have a question from Twitter. It's, why didn't you use your veto on Ramses and put up Alex? Like, why didn't you do it?
Cody. I listened to Cody. I had a feeling, because I was thinking, if I was on the other side of the house and this situation was going on, why get rid of Josh when he's just going to torment me the entire time? Like, let's leave Josh and let's get rid of Ramses. So I had a feeling it was coming, and I started getting really nervous and freaking out about it. But I didn't do it because Cody told me not to, and also I needed numbers moving forward in the game. Cody and I couldn't continue playing the game together with just the two of us. So that week of HOH, I was trying to settle everyone's nerves about Cody being back in the house and trying to get people to trust us again so that they would work with us in the future. And possibly, maybe Cody and I could get a break the following week and not be nominated and not have to fight for our lives. Unfortunately, even though my best efforts were ignored, it just didn't happen. No one wanted to work with us. There was no fixing it.
Now, since being out of the house, have you talked to Ramses? Have you talked to any of the evicted players yet? Or?
I've tweeted Ramses. I haven't really just spoken to people too much. Again, my life is genuinely just consumed with live feeds and Cody right now.
She's like still in the game.
I'm very much still in the game. Very much.
Another question from Twitter. It's from Twitter user, what about Vlog? Do you think you would have been just another Paul minion if Cody was not in the house?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm not a minion kind of girl.
Are they dogs, minions? What do you call them?
Dominique called them minions, and then I called Josh Paul's dog, and then Paul relayed the message that I called everyone his dog, and I actually didn't say that, but you know what? The shoe does fit, so I'm saying it now.
What'd you think about I mean, obviously you had to deal with it, but when Raven said woof woof and acted like
Raven's psychotic. Like, the girl has 30 different accents. She just loves attention. She makes up lies and stories about everything. Everything is about her. She's put a lot of heat on Cody as well. She's talked about how she's been abused in the past, and Cody's outbursts like bring back symptoms of abuse, and she's broken down about that, and she said that, you know, Cody's tried flirting with her in the beginning of the game and that she turned him down, and she's just very much out there.
Yeah. Now, looking back to the beginning of the season, Megan obviously had to leave. Did you watch that back, and did you feel bad about how she had to leave?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what was going to happen. I never wanted Megan to leave the game. Okay. I never wanted to be part of the reason for that. So I haven't spoken to Megan. I hope that she's doing well, and I actually do wish that she had stayed in the house.
Do you think if she stayed, the game would have been differently?
Absolutely.
Would have been different, and how? How so?
If Megan stayed, she would have probably been evicted that week, unfortunately. But Cody wouldn't have had to nominate 3 other people in her place. So it wouldn't have put such a huge target on Cody's back right off the gate. And Cody and I would probably still be in the house right now.
So if Megan was evicted, you two would be...
I do.
You do think so?
I think it was a domino effect that just derailed everything.
Now, speaking of Cody, obviously, again, what's the future like for you guys after the show?
We're going to stay together. Yeah. We were never a showmance. I have said that a million times, and I stand by it.
Now you guys are like a long distance but short distance relationship. Because it's like you're in LA, but...
He's right down the street from me, but I can't see or speak to him. But I stalk him online. Yeah.
His stalk is... It's like his social media, but it's him on Big Brother.
He told me that he wanted me to be a swim fan when I was out of the house.
Oh, okay.
Like the movie Swim Fan.
Like a stalker.
Yeah, just completely stalk him. He was like, just watch live feeds all the time, so
now, and
I'm doing that.
Since like Jeff and Jordan and Rachel and Brendan, there really hasn't been like a strong showmance, I guess, until Jody, I'll say that. What do you think it was about you guys that like really stuck with fans, and why they were rooting for you, and what was it about, I guess, like your relationship that made you guys like a real romance in the house? I
think we were just real with each other and with everybody in the house, or I at least hope that was the reason. I think people saw that there was a genuine affection between him and I mean, who doesn't love a good love story?
And an underdog story, too, is an underdog story as well. All right, we're going to play a little game. Since you can't compete anymore in the Big Brother house, we'll do like a little...
games.
Fake HOH game.
Okay.
So I'm going to read you a quote. it's like a mix from like my preseason interviews and then like from something people have said in the house.
Okay.
And you have to guess who said it.
Okay.
So let me find a good one. Okay. If I ever call someone Kitty Boo Boo, push me down a flight of stairs.
Christmas?
Who said it? No.
Really?
They said it about, because Christmas said Kitty Boo Boo.
Okay.
So someone was saying it about Christmas.
Elena.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my girl.
I hurt my eyeball.
Raven.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Us sending Cody. What was with all the injuries in the house with her? Was she like injury prone? Or
Raven loves attention.
Okay.
That's just all it is. Raven just loves attention.
What do you think about their showmans? Do you think they're real?
It's completely not real.
Okay.
Raven followed Cody around the house for the first week before live feeds even started.
And he tried to kiss her. No, I'm just joking. That's what she said.
And he tried
right?
to kiss her.
Yeah.
No.
That's what she said.
And
though, right?
Cody followed me around the house. So it was like this weird chain of like Cody following me and Raven following him. And then the second Cody and I started spending time with each other, that same day she was in Matt's bed. So there's nothing real about that. She just wanted a showmance and Matt fell for it.
Sorry, Matt.
I think he'll be fine.
Next quote. Us sending Cody home this week is so huge because now Paul might not get nominated again until
Matt.
Final Five. Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
What did you think about that?
Stupid. Why is the end goal to have Paul win Big Brother 19? I don't understand.
I don't know. So this was from my preseason interview. I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Cody.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I asked him, I said, how would you
Okay.
handle confrontation? He said, I do not negotiate with terrorists.
I think he said that like the first week as well. I
Oh,
think
really?
he used that line,
Oh, that's awesome. This is another one from my preseason interview. I want to find the right girl and someone I could fall in love with.
Josh.
No, not yet. And then I was like laughing at him and he says, you're laughing at me. I'm crazy, right? It doesn't sound like I'm going on the show to win $500,000.
Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh and Mark are such like...
Do you think both of them were looking for like a showmance?
Oh, Josh has asked the cameras a million times to make him the new Bachelor.
Oh,
and
really?
I will absolutely...
Wrong network.
Yeah, I will boycott television if he becomes the new Bachelor. That's gross.
Last one. This is my favorite line of the season.
Oh, God.
God, I hate being the center of attention.
Me.
That was you. That was a good quote. It was that quote, and then you had days to speak to me when you like yelled at Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two most quotable.
You had days to
lines.
speak to me?
Remember when you yelling at Christmas?
Yeah,
You're
of
like,
course
you had
I do.
days to speak
Well,
to me.
because she walked around the house for, I think it was 3 days, and then she didn't have any problems with me, and then the second cameras were on, she decided to call me out. And if you're going to call me out, you better be ready, because I'm coming back at you.
Uh-oh. Do you think Christmas has a shot at winning?
No.
No.
No. And
Why
I don't
not?
think
Because
anyone...
of her injury? Because of her relationships? Or
I don't think anyone would vote for her no matter who she's against in Final 2 because of her injury. Like, she literally hasn't competed. She doesn't... And that's not her fault. Like, her injury was an accident, and I feel for her. But I don't think that anybody would vote for her to win in jury.
Now, last question from Twitter, from Amin Adwin. Did you think about Cody losing the temptation competition instead of you?
We did discuss
Okay.
it. Yeah, we discussed it. Cody and I could not figure out who was going to stay and who was going to go. It was a really big struggle for him and I. But everything that went on in the house took a very big emotional toll on me. And ever since that big fight in the backyard, I had a really hard time bouncing back. And I was trying to stay strong and give it all I could. Like in the veto competition, I didn't want to give up. I wanted to win. But I couldn't keep dealing with people attacking me all day, every day. All the negativity, all the whispering, it really was hard to put up with. So he's stronger than I am. So we decided that he was going to go for safety.
Now, wrapping up, looking back at everything, when the show's over, do you think you'll be friends with these people? Do you think you won't be? Who won't you be friends with?
Time will tell.
Okay. But there's no one you're ruling out right away? Raven? No.
I'll never be friends
really?
with Raven. No, definitely not. Mark and Elena, I adore. I could see myself being friends with maybe Matt. If Paul apologizes, then I could be friends with Paul. he said some pretty interesting things about my father's passing and Cody's brother passing that were very personal and hurtful. So if he apologizes, I could get past that. Josh will never take responsibility for anything he ever does, and so probably not.
Sometimes though in Big Brother, like, your enemies on the show become your best friends outside of it, so you never know.
Yeah.
There could be like if Josh gets a girlfriend, there could be like a Josh and Jody double date or something. No?
Yeah, sure, maybe. It's possible.
Last thing, anything you want to tell fans before we go?
Keep supporting Jody, even though I'm out of the house and Cody's going to jury, just...
Also, do you think Jody would be brought back for another season?
I don't know if they'd bring both of us back.
Okay.
I wish they'd bring both of us back, because that would be pretty badass to get a fresh start. But
I had one more question. Go ahead.
But if they don't bring both of us back, Cody and I would love to do Amazing Race, so...
No, a lot of people say you gave up $500,000 for Cody. Like, people just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's that America's Favorite Player title. If it comes between you and Cody, like, are you going to campaign for yourself? Are you going to campaign for Cody?
I'm campaigning for myself.
Okay.
For America's Favorite Player, and if Cody wins, I will be just as happy.
Okay. But you know, like, it's going to split the votes if you guys
I
both...
I know.
You might, I don't know.
I will
Think
leave it
about
up to the fans.
Yeah, that's good. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you, guys. Bye.